Greetings and welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Sean, your host. The website is www.scriptureandprophecy.com. Well, today we are looking at our prophets portion for the week. Now, the prophet portion actually has a name. It's called Haftarah. And unlike the gospel portion, which has just been something that's been put together, the prophets portion actually has a history kind of like the Torah portion, called the Haftarah. And the reason for it, the reason why it exists, if you do some research, most people agree that it's because during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, so sometime before the Maccabean revolt, there was a prohibition put on reading the Torah as part of like a form of persecution. They weren't allowed to read the Torah. So what happened is they started reading from the prophets each week, and they were reading things that were similar or that went along with the same theme. So this week, the Torah portion is Noach. And Lord willing, we'll be reading that on Saturday morning. And so our prophet portion for the week is Isaiah chapter 54 through 55 verse 5. So it's not very long. It's like 20-some verses. But, I just thought, I'm just really on this kick. And the new year has started according to the Hebrew calendar. And I just really want to try to read through all these books. And I think reading through the Torah portion and the prophets portion and the gospel portion, if we were somehow able, through God's great grace, to stick it out, we are going to cover most of the Bible in a year's time. I mean, we're going to cover the entire cover the entire Torah. We're going to cover most of the prophets, most of the Gospels. And I just think we'll all be blessed as a result. And again, I may not be able to sustain it. We shall see. My main goal is to make sure that we definitely get the Torah portions out through the week. And the plan is to continue to do this on Saturday mornings. And, of course, our Enoch study on Fridays. All right, I don't want to ramble too much. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to remember the portion is called Noach, and that's Hebrew for Noah, or Noach. We're reading Isaiah chapter 54 and the first 5 verses of chapter 55. So let's begin. Verse 1. Sing, O barren, that thou didst not bear, break forth into singing and cry aloud. Thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to inhabit. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded. For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more. For thy Maker is thy husband, the Lord of hosts, who is his name, and thy Redeemer and the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called. For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment I have forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, saith the Lord that hath mercy on me. O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires. And I will make the windows of agates, and thy gates of carbuncles, and all the borders of pleasant stones. And all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children. In righteousness shalt thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the water to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. O every one that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye buy and eat. Ye come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear, and come unto me, hear, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee because of the Lord thy God, and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. And that is the prophet's portion for the week. And of course it mentions Noah in verse 9, for this as the waters of Noah unto me, for as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. And the promise at the end, verse 17, is a promise that maybe we should memorize. It says that no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Powerful stuff. Let me read a couple of companion verses as well that go along with that thought. Psalm 61:5 says, for thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. There's so much blessing, so much inheritance for those who fear the name of God, who fear Jehovah, who fear his son Jesus, who walk in his ways. There's so many promises throughout the whole Bible about protection. Should I say what I always say? Your actions matter. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Let's read those last 5 verses again. O everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye buy and eat, and ye come and buy wine and milk without money, without price. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear, and come unto me, and hear, and your soul shall live. and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader. I can't help but think that this is talking about Yeshua right now, right? Incline your ear and come unto me, hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run in unto thee because of the Lord thy God, and for the Holy One of Israel. For he hath glorified thee. Interesting stuff. I'm going to pull up Matthew Henry's commentary real quick, just see if he's on the same page as me with those last few verses. Oh, let's see. Here's what his commentary says on that very last verse. What is the provisions they are invited to? Come and buy wine and milk, which will not only quench the thirst. Fair water would do that, but nourish the body and revive the spirits. The world comes short of our expectations. We promise ourselves at least water in it, but we are disappointed of that as the troops of Tema. But Christ outdoes our expectations. We come to the waters and would be glad of them, but we find there wine and milk, which where the staples commodities of the tribes of Judah, and which the Shiloh of that tribe is furnished to entertain the gathering of the people to him. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. We must come to Christ to have milk for babes, to nourish and to cherish those that are but lately born again. And with him strong men shall find that which will be a cordial to them. They shall have wine to make glad their hearts. We must part with our puddle water, nay, with our poison, that we may procure this wine and milk. And so Matthew Henry is comparing that to coming to Christ for the nourishment. And Jesus makes statements like that. I'm the bread of life. You know, he tells the Samaritan woman, the water I have to offer, you'll never be thirsty again. And so it makes sense. Well, that is the prophet's portion for this week. And because I'm trying to do more and more content, some of it's not going to be very long. So rather than just try to fill space, we're just going to do the study that's required for that day. Sometimes it might take 15 minutes. Sometimes it might take 45 minutes. And do those studies and not worry about the length. And as you know, I'm approaching these portions because of the sake of time. I'm not doing a long study on my own beforehand. I'm just joining you in the study and letting the Spirit of God speak to me just like it would speak to you. So I'm not doing any pre-work in advance. It's all kind of on the fly. So we'll see how it works out and see how you guys enjoy it. But I pray in the powerful name of Jesus that you've been blessed this morning by this reading from the book of Isaiah. Lord willing, I'll be back with you guys on Friday to continue our study in the ancient book of Enoch. Peace and grace be with all of you. Until next time, God bless.